Yeah, screw it. Let's move on. Why not? Let's see what the next chapter is for these mental torturers. How else would you describe them? How else could you possibly describe them? These franchise terrorists. That'll probably get me copyright striked on... Are you allowed to say that word on YouTube? Who knows? The Dallas Stars win the Stanley Cup. Let's take a look at how they got there. Inspired by your Colorado franchise to go back and do an Oilers 1-17. God, that condo sucks. That's fair. Endo, someone would try to copyright the word terrorist, okay? They would. As the Buffalo Sabres were swept. Sweep in the final. Toronto lost to Buffalo in 7. The Dallas Stars, by the way. No, Endo, somebody would find a way to try and copyright the word terrorist, I'm telling you. It's the internet, man. Someone has found a way to copyright that term, I'm telling you. I guarantee it. You know the society that we live in. Should have taken a Finnish goaltender. Vesa Tarkki ended up leading the way for the Stars, who win the Stanley Cup. The Western Conference dominance continues. Brady Wasselin did win the Art Ross Trophy, as we knew. Caden Lindstrom won the Hart. Zeev did win the Norris for the second year in a row. Bedard the Bing. Anisimov the Calder for Utah. Steshkal wins the Conn Smythe. Klubertans wins another Vezina. And any other awards, San Jose's coach won the Jack Adams. Selke goes to Matty Beniers. Caden Lindstrom won the Ted Lindsay. Wasselin the Rocket Richard. And of course, none of it mattered. In the AHL, Alex Zetterberg, I imagine, top point getter. And not much else for super notable names now that we are very much deep into this franchise mode. It is 2038, of course. So we completely screwed our chance at a good draft pick. The New York Islanders, though, with 2 of our former players, were bad enough to and then ultimately won the lottery. So congrats to the Islanders. There might be a franchise player in this draft. We didn't double check. Jason Robertson has retired. Dylan Cousins, Matt Boldy, Jesper Bratt, Nick Suzuki, Lucas Raymond, Cole Perfetti, and Luke Evangelista, all finishing with at least 1,000 career points. And defensively, Miro Haskinen's gone. Alex Nikishin, who was a beast in this run. Noah Dobson, Brock Faber, Mo Sider, amongst others. And in goal, Jeremy Swayman. I salute you, sir. Dustin Wolf, Joel Hofer, Akira Schmid, Joe Wall, and others also retire. No head coach Jeremy Swayman. Boo. Boo. So to another draft we go. Last year's was one of our worst yet. This year likely won't be better. Lebedev was not a eligible player. Had we ended up with a top 5 pick, we would have gone for Sturm or Nasir Strom. But we'll see who's available for us at pick number 29. All right, Luke Fistrick. We got Braylon Delmore. I was going to go with Delorme. Delmore, like Andy Delmore. Christopher Leahy. Gregory Highnote. Son of Dan. Although in this reality, it'd be fucking grandson of Dan. Caleb McCarty. Got a grinder in there.
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking grass.
Shout out to Josh. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the torture. I do a Goonfish on 2K10. We sure could. And would probably have more success than this. Which isn't saying much. So let's take a look here at pinned goaltenders. We have Jake Grabowski, who sucks. We have Declan Myers, who sucks, at least now. He might end up being good. Dylan Gies. Gies. I imagine the double L is Spanish. Caleb McCarty that we don't know anything about. Cool. So no, like, guarantee, like, oh my god, take that goalie. Hell of a lot of defensemen. We'll take out Richard Sinitsyn just because we need a higher ceiling than that. Same for Bader. So we have Braylon Delmore. Don't know a ton about him. Ivan Bodakarovsky, unconfirmed 3 years out. Definitely doesn't have Big Tipper as a DFD. Christopher Leahy, 3 years out. Phil Housley comparison. District. Hello. That is the type of player that we needed. Good lord. Good lord, if that's accurate. We just need to double check anybody that we have left, but I think we have our guy. Good lord. There's a couple of other guys that might not be terrible, but yeah, we got our guy. We will indeed fist Rick. Welcome in, Luke. To get a 77 overall player at 29, coincidentally almost an identical player as to what Nashville picked up. Not bad. You play in the online. Not anymore, because online's trash. Not that this is much better. But oh, sick! He's got Silver Ice Pack too. That is a really good pick if he'll develop at all. That is not too shabby. I mean, for as late of a pick as the Fister, can we not? Thank you, Crash. Oh, that freaking goalie was a medium elite. That would have been nice. So that was a really good first round pick for us. It is true he is very unlikely to develop, but that's okay. That is okay. The alternative was to get absolutely nobody, which we have done in the past. There is a really mid-crop of talent for this round. Is that James Franco? Jordan Franco. So for goalies, Ruben German, the 20-year-old, 5 years out, get out of my kitchen. Per Sundstrom, we barely know anything about you, but you did have a good save percentage for Linköping at 17. Jake Grabowski, trash bag. Dylan Gillis, probably a trash bag. Defensively, trash bag. And trash bag. Right wing side, trash bag. And trash bag. Oh, good, there's a Yakupov. Trash bag, trash bag. Mara's 20. Trash. All right, well, we're taking a goalie. Let's go for Per Sundstrom. We'll take the Swede. When in doubt, take the Swede. His advice I'd advise you to not listen to. We don't have to talk about that. High Fringe is actually a son of a bitch. That guy was a medium elite. High Fringe actually isn't a terrible potential in this game. It is time to start looking at the best guys via potential. Let's go to goalies. Well, that sucks. Not much else there for goalies. Defensively, Vasakis, there might be a GOON. This game does not spit out as many enforcers as it has in previous years. We actually don't have a natural enforcer on the team currently, and that could be a big part of our problem. Yakupov can stay. Low 6 is such a shit potential, but that guy is 2 years out. He might be worth it. And then it's center. Not a whole hell of a lot. Right. So for goalies, we have either Pelly or Ackers. Defensively, Vasakis or Easton Jonas. And actually, who would we have to consider drafting next? We'd have to consider Yakupov, Franco, Trigg, and Connor. Let's see. Corbin Connor, 5 years out at 20 years old, no shot. Trigg, 19 years old, 2 years out, though, from an NHL overall. Franco is 17, 5 years out, unconfirmed wheels. And then Yakupov, 5 years out at 18. Can't believe I'm saying this, but we'll take the low 6 because I don't think anyone's going to be any better. Let's go for the German, Michael Trigg. 67 overall, low 6. That's not abysmal. If one of the other guys was better, I don't even want to know about it. There's only so many L's a man can take. So for dudes projected next, if we were going to take Visakis, now would be the time. And then if it's not him, it'd be Ackers or Jonas next. I don't really think we need another goalie. So I do think that we take Jeffrey Visakis now. From the Huskies, medium 6. Not great. 5th round. We will go for the hopeful enforcer. Actually, technically we don't have to. We can go for Milson. Matthew Milson out of Denmark. Yes! Okay. Not bad. He is 19 and only a 60, but we love low elite potential. Oh, we love it. Even though our luck with low elites has dwindled a bit as the series has gone on. Now will be Easton Jonas. Damn it. A low 6 and he wasn't even an enforcer. And our final pick in round number 7 will end up being Martindale. Probably should have taken the other goalie first, but maybe Martindale will be decent. Medium bottom 6. Wasn't as bad as last year's draft. We got a win with Milson. Fistrich was a good player as well. Fistrich, whatever the hell you prefer. That was okay, given circumstances and expectations. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. Question now is what happens this offseason. Skewin is a UFA. We have a backup potential goalie that's a 73 at age 20. Schlemko's an RFA, but there's no way anyone will qualify him or send him that offer sheet yet. How much money does Skewin want? 3 mil. But we do have Wesley who's ready to go. Schlemko's not that far off. Tarvinen. I mean, Bowden's probably isn't going to make it. I don't know what I want to do with goalies yet. Defensively, Turikov. We'll qualify him. If anyone sends an offer, I'll be over the moon. Old Fistrick. ELC. Gallagher's out. Although, Jesus, maybe we should keep him because he could play forward. Janssen is a low 4. Peckham. Binnington. Binnington has to be signed. Wolski as a low 4. 67 overall. 7th rounder in 2034, we know we can let go of Theo Wolski. He is abysmal, as are a lot of these guys. A lot of them. Right wing side. Not looking great. We will sign Milson, though. Left wing side. We'll qualify Tamarinis to try and get a draft pick out of him. Holler, I don't think will be qualified. Yikes, the quality of this team. We do want to sign Trigg right out of the gates, though, because maybe we can get him up to a medium 6. And then down the middle, if we can get something for Heberlein, we should try. Corvo is still a 4th liner. We'll bring him back, try to get his overall up a little bit. These two aren't going to develop anymore. Harvey Ho isn't going to develop anymore. All right, let's see what happens day 1 here. Corvo's back. Binnington, old Fistrick, Trigg, Milson. Okay. It's kind of a tough choice in terms of what to do from here. Goalie-wise, I think like Skewin hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been so good as like, oh yes, we absolutely need to keep this guy and give him money. I don't really see it. I think we can just stay with Bonk and bring up Wesley. Paying money for goaltending in this game is never a good idea. So Calvin Skewen, 4th round pick in 2030. Been a good run, buddy, but I am going to let you go. We're going to have to sign Schlemko. Get him for 2 years. And then Tarvainen, good overall to start, but it's not really going to go up. 5th rounder in 2036. We're going to let him go. Maybe he'll sign elsewhere. That'll bring us to 4 goaltenders. Works out relatively well. Defense. Now, obviously, I'm thinking like, oh, we could play Gallagher at forward if we have to, but I think it's time for the 31-year-old former 5th round pick in 2035, 13 years ago. I think it's time for this guy to go. 342 career NHL games. Luke, we'll see you later. Janssen, you're not going to get any better with that potential and at that age. You're just not. 2nd round pick in 2033. Magnus Janssen is out. Lorenzo Peckham, 5th rounder in 2032. You're not going to get any better. You're gone. Mironov is a low 6 at 20 years old. 4th rounder in 2036. You are gone. And we can leave it at that because nobody else is worth signing. Fox, what's going on? Sorry to hear that, by the way. But thank you. Sorry, but thank you, if it makes sense. I mean, now the Fox is here, Endo's jumping off the wall. Soccer, soccer, soccer. Who knows? Oh, Altex, I love Binningtons in hockey. I love how they try to 2 for flinching NHL players. They're the best. Renberg and Walls. These guys are also not likely to really get any better. So, Nicholas Renberg, 6th rounder in 2033. Get the hell out. And Zachary Walls, grandson of Wes. 7th rounder in 2033. Get the hell out. Left wing side. Holler. We'll qualify you. Hope for the best. It's time for the likes of Hemingway and Hanula to go. Hemingway, 6th rounder in 2035. Let's get you out of here. And Kalle Hanula, 5th rounder in 2026. You are departing as well. Kyler Owen, the low 9. 3rd rounder in 2033. Get out. And a low 6, 24-year-old Jyrki Hautanen, 2nd rounder in 2031. Get the hell out. We will just keep cutting the dead weight. And then centers. This is where it's tough. Because some of these guys could be on the NHL roster and fill in, but at the same time, they've been terrible when they have, so who cares? Jody Sawyer, one of the rare enforcers we did actually manage to draft, 7th rounder in 2026. I'm going to let you go. Ricci, 25 years old, 3rd rounder in 2031. I'm going to let you go. This one hurts, but Harvey Ho, 1st rounder in 2030. We'll see you later, Harvey Ho. Reitz, 4th rounder in 2031. Get out. And last but not least, Cademan Helms, 3rd rounder in 2028. Get out. You're not going to get any better. You're fine, but I'd rather play guys in those positions that might actually have a chance at improving. It worked out well last year for no reason whatsoever, but it did work out well last year that it makes sense to attempt the same strategy, and who knows what kind of further development we'll see from some of these players. I obviously didn't look at the progress reports, but that is because there could be some extra off-season development that benefits us that much more. We are going to undergo some coaching changes, which is a little bit scary, but see if we can make the most of it. If we get the better players back, then it shouldn't be that bad. So Esch and then Colin Huxley. And then for coaches, 3 A+ on the open market. God damn. So AHL head coach will hopefully be Jay Yoshimura. Has a hell of an all-time record. He is 64, so he won't be around for the longest amount of time. But we can try that. We also have Morrow. Old Junior Morrow. Son of Senior. And which would make him Junior Morrow Jr. Unless... Well, no, if his name is Senior Morrow, but what if he was Junior Morrow Senior? And then we also have Leclaire. Andrew Leclaire. Why would a Leclaire want to go to Philadelphia? Get out of here. Be my goalie coach, sir. We'll give you all of the monies. There you go. Focus on those A+ to start, at least. But it looks like we could have a new head coach this year. Which isn't the worst case scenario. Your Bakos is in. So the big question is, will we get any offer sheets for players that are enticing enough? Rodriguez, Yoshimura has signed. Leclaire goes to Seattle. And the third coach, Morrow does sign. Cool. Trying to stop the sim here. So one more coach, highest rating that we can get. And then we'll have to figure out the roster from there. It's either Witt or Harkins, both of whom have been on our team in recent years. Better teaching for this coach, even though he's a veteran specialist. Okay. Have I mentioned that there are a lot of things about this game that often don't really make sense? Have I mentioned that before? I'm not sure if I have. Just wanted to make sure we were kind of on the same page here, you know? All right. Let's see. Witt said no. Well, fuck you then. Not even going to bother. Haller accepts the qualifying offer, which is fine. Turakov is back. That's a shame. He sucks. But we do need him. I mean, he's a third pairing guy. I would have taken a third round for him. Heberlein. Probably not going to get offer sheeted here. Yeah, we got some holdovers just like we did last season with Ezra. So. All right. What are we going to look like once we have our RFAs signed, which include Heberlein and Tamarnis. That was Tamarnis's last season as an RFA, so there will be no extra compensation for him. Honestly, is a bit of a bummer. We still have a couple of coaches, some A-minuses that aren't that bad. And I'd say Halak might be the best of the bunch. Dominic Halak. There we go. Two great goaltenders merged into one. Dominic Halak. I gotta stand Yaroslav. Okay, he played for the Pros. There you go, Dominic. Welcome in. And there's Heberlein, there's Tamarnis. So our team this season, what the hell are we going to look like? In goal, it is Bonk and Wesley with Schlemko and Bodens down in the AHL. Defense, good lord, Kapitanov's up to an 86. That's fantastic. Delorme actually did get some improvement last year. Some of these other guys, not so much. I am going to stick with the strategy of the dudes with the best potentials are getting the best spots. It might not work. It hasn't necessarily worked for a while. But if you have a great potential, you will be given an opportunity to play first. Even over old Fistrick. So for the forwards, we have a real shortage of players now. No denying that. Bukafuji's potential sucks. Fiddler's sucks. Triggs isn't great. Nilsson, Watanabe's a low 6. Ahmad a medium 6. Haller at a medium 6. I think I know how I want to do this. So Tanabe at a low 6, I do want to send down. Haller at 24 isn't going to get much better. Corvo is at least a fourth liner, so we're going to leave you there. I'm going to send down these two for 2 medium 4 defensemen. And it probably will be these top 2, because Bentley's 24. He's not going to get any better. There's Roche and Binnington. But Fistrick and Helmerson can get the call-up. So we're left with 3 natural defensemen in the AHL and nearly a full lineup. Good Lord. Actually, that's right. We have too many players. We're up to 21. So Fistrick and Helmerson go back down, actually, which is okay. I still have to cut one more player. Who is that player going to be? We got Ma at a medium 6. And that is probably the potential to cut. It is either Ma or Turikov. Turikov is NHL talent. Ma's an AHLer, so I think that works. So, no reason to not take the same strategy as last season when it worked out as well as it did. I'm still a bit upset that Roger McQueen never developed a gold, by the way. But we will see what the hell this looks like, because this could end up being stupid. So stupid. We want Leonard in for Vine Handle, given that lower overall. So Leonard there. And Vine Handle will get the chance to play as a forward. We'll base that off of OVR. And given the status of these guys, we can just do highest overall players on the highest lines, given that everyone has a very similar potential. So shout out, by the way, to Pierce Tanabe. Massive development for him. He was a 7th round pick 2 years ago, and he is now an 85 overall. He is a perfect example of low elite development, like at its finest. Some of these other guys, they haven't made it, but yeah, Tanabe is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. You know, this works. This works. I am gonna have to split up Cyphers and Corvo here for the sake of face-offs. But we'll bump up old Sontag there. So Cyphers, unfortunately, is going to have to be on the 4th line. That is what it is. And then Corvo is technically playing with 2 defensemen. Then Tamarnis, Tanabe, Heberlein. A little bit worried about Stefan Tamarnis, but he is technically a 4th liner. So Tanabe wasn't a low elite to begin with. If he wasn't, then that's even better. Unless he was like a medium elite and declined. Heberlein's going to be the center there, and then obviously our top line stays together. As bad as those line combos look, it could actually be the key to us winning. As stupid as it is. You get Delorme as a low elite at 24. I also don't know if he's going to improve much. Turikov isn't going to improve much. There is an argument to take out Delorme for a medium 4, but 24's not bad. You know? There's a couple of arguments here. Based on some of these ages. Of just they're not going to get better. Delorme at 24. Turikov is at least NHL caliber already. And then for the forwards, Tamarnis was NHL caliber. But if we were to send down Delorme, be for like, yeah, we might as well just leave him. We might as well. That's fine. Because the AHLers will still get a really good chance to play. So defense, DeRoche and Park. As always, we'll get Park on that one-timer side. Leonard Kapitanoff. Leonard has the best chance to develop, as does Kapitanoff, and then Turikov and Delorme. It's not bad. We got a lefty-righty dynamic there, and 2 lefties here. Delorme has the better shot over Turikov, and then again the goaltenders, Wesley and Bonk. As Bonk sticks around for a little bit longer. AHL-wise, goalies, medium elite Schlemko, medium starter Jesus Bodens. So the goaltending still looks good. Defense, I don't think we have enough of our own players to fill out this roster. I cut that many players, but to be honest, I'm okay with it. Yeah, it just has a bunch of filler dudes on this team, so I'm cool with just leaving the roster as is. And we'll optimize it with our head coach here. So let's see, at the NHL level, DeFazio, 61% fit. Hansen, 52. So DeFazio at a 61. Ravitch, still DeFazio. Lock, doesn't make the cut either. Yoshimura. DeFazio is going to be the guy. We got Morrow at a 55. Last chance, it's Kennedy. 56. Okay, so DeFazio is the guy at head coach. We are going to have to let go of somebody to be the goal. Well, I don't even necessarily think we need a goalie specialist. Who cares? Who cares? When a team's this stacked, who gives a shit? Let Moravich down. We want Yoshimura on this team. I mean, look at the goddamn A pluses, man. Look at the A's. Make Morrow the goalie coach. This team is stupid. And then Halak is a 57% fit for the AHL. Kennedy is a 57. And Moravich, 57. I'm shocked. Let's see if we can get an AHL goalie coach at the very least. Teaching. Oh, okay. All goalie specialists are gone. Right. Well, let's bring in this dude then. Dan DeMello, who we have had on our coaching staff before. Let's see if he's willing to be the AHL goalie coach. If he's not, I'm just not going to sign anybody because I don't care. And then scout-wise, to optimize this, we have a couple more scouts than we did last year. Another scout in the dub. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if this team absolutely sucked this upcoming season. It would make sense, right? We expected to be terrible last year. So then all of a sudden this year we actually are bad instead of being President's Trophy winners. Yet somehow, winning the President's Trophy seems more likely than us getting the top pick in the draft. It's just the way this game works, you know? So, that is just the way this freaking game works. You know, I don't know if I'd go with that, but, you know, fair enough. Kindly accept. We'll be able to get 2 Russian scouts this year, too. Russia loves generating its random grinders. We love a good Russian grinder. Can that be taken out of context somehow? Maybe. Maybe. So you know what? One more time, one more prediction. Playoffs? With this team. With this beautiful team. Look at them. You might be saying to yourself, there's no way they can make the playoffs, but that means you probably didn't watch last season. This is going to be an interesting one to see just how this pans out. Look at that big 3 on defense, though. Goddamn. Portland jersey's nice. That is one of the prides of my collection, to be honest. I've debated downsizing the collection again just a little bit. I might. That one will never go. That one will never, ever go. So, why is your team so top-heavy? Because memes. Sweet, beautiful memes. And so many disappointments. Those are the answers. Correct, we have no RFAs at this point. The team is what it is. In terms of our ratings this year, we start off our season in Calgary. And our ratings are 81, 95, and 81. So we are actually better on paper this year than we were last year. With golds, DeRoche, Lindstrom, Park, and Wasselin. Roger McQueen, our only superstar ability player. Of course, he has nearly a full house. We started in Edmonton last year. Yes, we did. Let's see what happens. I think we're going to be trash this year. I thought that last year. I think that was a mirage. There's no way this game is going to let us be that good 2 years in a row. I think it was just the game memeing, and that this year we'll miss the playoffs and then try to be a lottery team but not be good enough to do anything in the lottery. There's nobody particularly huge in the top 5, so maybe not the best year for us to end up with a top pick, which means we're going to end up with a top pick because that's how it works. Remember I said that Condors team in NHL 17 sucks. They're 21-10-2. Perfect. You use the 85% when you re-sign players in the offseason. Typically, but in this run, we really haven't had to. I mean, we ran into a smidge of cap trouble, but also 85% trick works a lot more consistently when you have morale off. When you have morale on, it can cause a few more issues and a few more players to decline. So, we are 15-7-2. Let's just wait it out. We haven't seen the full picture yet. Favorite Gatorade flavor. Oh, dude, fruit punch. Red. Fruit punch is the superior Gatorade. It's not even a conversation. I'm not willing to engage in that conversation with anybody. It is fruit punch. Like what you like, but know that you're wrong if you disagree. Fruit punch is the answer. Also, Jesus Christ, the amount of sugar in Gatorades. Woo! Those are some sugary bitches. Some sugary bitches. You know, the team has stumbled a little bit, but we are currently in a playoff spot. You do have to wonder if we were to change the makeup of the team and get the highest rated players in here, if we would be that much better. But at the same time, I have no desire to see them be better, you know? Never drank a Monster or Red Bull. I think I've had one Monster and one Red Bull in my life, respectively. Yeah, I don't recommend energy drinks to anybody. If you want to, you know, live. Tried Glacier Cherry. I have. It's not the best Gatorade flavor. Seeing this team do well compared to my team is depressing. Telling you, man, sometimes you just got to meme. Well, right now, actually, it might not be enough to meme. As things stand, with 2 games to go, we are currently outside looking in for the playoffs, but it's very, very close. Let's get a look at this situation. We've been terrible in the second half of the season. We are currently 3 points back of the Red Wings with an equal amount of games played. So we need to win our final 2 games, and we need a little bit of help, or we are going to miss the playoffs. Wasselin's on 100 points, not quite as crazy as last year. Tampa is a win in overtime. What will the situation be when we play Nashville? We're out. A brutal second half of the season, and somehow 46 wins, maybe even 47, will not be enough. The Detroit Red Wings have clinched the second wild card spot, and that is that in terms of how this is going to play out. That's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be. So too bad to be good and too shit to be bad, or too good to be bad and too shit to be, and just pooping everywhere. No playoffs for the Goonfish this year at all, unfortunately. Again, we were terrible in the second half, which was okay. You know, my focus this year was absolutely player development, and we'll see kind of what that situation is. Obviously, our top line performed nowhere near to the level that they did last year, and it could be because their supporting cast was better. Eberline, Tanabe, each with at least 63 points. Corvo with 55. I think that's the reason. The supporting cast was just a little bit better than last year and took away from the top line a smidge. I mean, there's no denying, like, Tanabe, damn, he's up to an 86. Ralph Eberline getting better, too. Like, these guys are starting to make themselves staples in the lineup. And 14 points for Milson. How'd the defense do? Park with still a very respectable 74 points. He and DeRoche are just an unbelievable combination. Nightingale was, again, tragic and barely developed, unfortunately. So, Advanced analytics, aka giveaways and takeaways. Unfortunately, our goaltending was pretty rough. I did forget to turn auto-rotate back on. Neither goalie when they played, though, was particularly great. Anyway, maybe we should have kept a goalie. But yeah, the whole auto-rotate, forgetting to turn that on, did not help. Anton Frondel led the league in points. Connor Bedard was up there again, now at age 33. Honestly, I'm surprised that point total isn't better somehow. He is approaching 1,000 career goals, though, at just 33 years old. Demidov, McKenna. A lot of the usual suspects. Jonathan Lekiramaki, who's been playing with Bedard. And still none of the dudes that we have let go of, but still quite a few overly familiar names. There was a lot of high-end goal scoring this year. 72 goals for Tony Shea, 68 for Bedard, then quite a few guys hit at least 50, including 55, again, for Matthias Pajärvi. So we are going to double-check the record book in a minute. See how that works out. Landon DuPont, I mean, he is the premier OFD at this stage, but top 5 in scoring for Chris Park is great, again, for a DFD. Winningest goaltender, Andreoff. I mean, Wesley played every single game this season and somehow didn't win the most games. And for rookie skaters, I mean, almost everybody was a minus player, so I have no idea who the hell that award's going to. So, fair play. But, yeah, I mean, still a good year for us at 47 wins, but a down year compared to what we have come to expect. What does the record book look like now at this point in time? We'll actually look for our own franchise first. As Caden Lindstrom is the all-time point leader, the most seasons played, the all-time assist leader, games played, obviously. Wasselin leads in penalty minutes. Christian Kerr still up there for shutouts and wins. All-time goal scorer is Brady Wasselin. And of course, Gainer, it's fine, I don't care. Season-wise, of course, Kiviranta will always be in the books. The most shutouts we've ever had in a season is 3, and that happened this year. It's because our goalie played 82 games. Ryan Reeves, still the all-time leader in PIMs in a season, which is hilarious. Brady Wasselin, 68 goals and 128 points last year was a career high. And then Parks, 83 assists. And Wesley's 46 wins will probably never be broken. Rookie records belong to McQueen, Wesley, Silverthorne, and yeah, just those 3. Fair enough. Single game records. Got the Scott Foster forever in our record book. But the all-time lists. Games played, Marlowe, Howe, Ovechkin, Messier, Yager. For goalies, Fleury, Brodeur, Luongo, Waugh, and Sawchuk. Most goals, Ovechkin, Crosby, Stamkos, Bedard, and Matthews. So Connor Bedard is going to take the lead. It's just a matter of how many he gets. He needs 18 more to take the number 1 spot. All-time points leaders. Gretzky, McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid, and Yager. Assist king, Gretzky, Francis, Hughes, Messier, and Crosby. The all-time wins leader, Brodeur, Fleury, Waugh, Luongo, Vasi. Shutouts, hasn't changed. 50 goal seasons, Pajärvi, Bedard, Matthews, Bossy, and Ovechkin. 13 50-goal seasons for Matthias Pajärvi. And for 100-point seasons, Gretzky, McDavid, Lemieux, Pajärvi, and Marcel Dion. So that is where the record book stands. Obviously, the goal scoring has been absolutely absurd. And again, no playoffs for us this year, which is okay. I mean, we're kind of back into that development situation for this team, right? So, I mean, we're doing what we can, trying to make the best of a situation where it did make sense to let go of some players. This might give that core 5 on offense and defense a chance if we can develop some of these guys, as Detroit has won the Stanley Cup in 2039. I think this is their first of the entire timeline. Not sure. As they beat the defending champion Stars in 6 games. Fair enough. And Detroit At this point in time, led by Hugo Gosselin, Eli Macamé, Gilbert Trudeau, Marco Casper's still there, but yeah, we are very much in the era of generated dudes. Michael Hrabal was actually the starter over Sebastian Casa. Go figure. The award winners. First, Detroit, the Stanley Cup. Rondell wins the Art Ross and the Hart Trophy in Calgary. Landon DuPont wins his second Norris in 4 years. Davidoff the Bing. The Calder went to Erickson in Columbus. Conn Smythe to Hugo Gosselin. Genza, I believe it is, wins the Vezina for Montreal. Kelly Genza, number one goaler. Let's see. On the Islanders won the Masterton. Columbus's coach won the Jack Adams. I think that's Ryan Leonard winning the Selke. Rondell to Ted Lindsay, and Tony Shea, the Rocket Richard. AHL, any familiar names? Aiden Silverthorne, our OG draft pick. Let the AHL in goals. And that is it. Outside of, I think that's Charles Badoin. No, Badoon. Badan. Badoon. Won the Butterfield. So that's cool. I thought I mentioned that Shea had 22. I didn't like... It wasn't a sticking point, but we've seen better seasons than that. 72? Eh. Let's see. So still quite a bit of statistical growth going on. Still no gold. It's never going to happen for Roger. Some good natural growth for Wesley. Delorme as well, up to a 79. Cypher's now a fourth liner. Leonard with some decent growth. Not much going on for Fistrick, unfortunately. Bentley and Sontag get a bit of development. What about in the AHL? Who were the big positives this year? Vasakis went up quite a bit. Milson up to a 66. I mean, again, we definitely got some development this year. How much will it matter? How many of these guys will make a difference? Time will tell. Schlemko, now a backup goalie. So we do have 3 NHL caliber goalies now, which we'll see how that sorts itself out. We might as well go to the draft now. We do have a lottery pick for the first time in a while. I don't expect that we'll win, and even if we do, I don't think there was anybody available for us. And we did not win. Mathematically, we couldn't, right? Pick number 17 for us as Minnesota and Florida both move up. Glad to know the lottery hasn't changed since we've stopped going for top 5 picks. Even if we made it, it's a goddamn minefield up there. Let's see. Matty Beniers, Andrei Svechnikov, Kent Johnson, Marat Kuznetsov, Phil Tomasino, and Nick Robertson have all retired with at least 1,000 career points. And for defensemen, you would have already seen Quinn Hughes with an absolutely ridiculous career. Luke Hughes retires in the same year. Wow. Jake Sanderson gone as well. Owen Power. And for goaltenders, Peter Chekhov is gone. Alexei Kolosov, Ukko, Pekka Luukkonen. 3 winningest goaltenders out of that bunch. So we have gone from rough drafts, okay drafts, pretty decent draft. What are we going to be able to do here? Big question is, who's going to be available for us? I mean, we are right back to just flying through these seasons. A couple of good players just went off the board before us, so there might be an opportunity here if we are ever so lucky to find somebody. And not the most optimistic so far, but let's see who we got. Was there a single goalie in that bunch? No, there wasn't. Hell of a lot of defensemen. Derek Forelli, George DeChamplain. I go for the other guy. Matthew Devereaux. 4 years out of 18, unconfirmed Big Tipper. Again, he's a defenseman. Mikhail Kasparaitis. Potentially 1 year out. That is not very accurate, but that would be a risk worth taking. Hello, Robinson Hadar. That is a risk worth taking. And there's also Tuomo Niinima. Oh, boy. Confirmed NHL ready for Niinima. Right. God, if only we had a higher pick. A double for Hadar and Ninima would be pretty good. Orlando Zigomanis. Ooh. Not bad. Fuck! Okay. We have a decision to make. There are some very good players here, and we can only get one of them. If we go for a defenseman, it has to be Ninima, confirmed NHL ready. If we go for a forward, it's got to be Lincoln Sue. 18. Lincoln Sue is 17. Both of them with unconfirmed abilities. Both confirmed NHL ready. The fact is, though, Lincoln is a year younger. Shit. Oh, man, it sucks we can only get one of them. I feel like it's got to be Lincoln, right? Like, they're both NHL ready. Unconfirmed bouncer and yoink. Unconfirmed born leader in close quarters. It's gotta be Lincoln. Tempted to go for Ninima because he could go to the AHL if needed, but it's gotta be Lincoln. 75 overall, medium top 6 power forward. With Crease Crasher and Relentless at 17 years old. To get a guy like that, 17th overall, is fantastic. Oh, thank God, he can actually skate. He doesn't have cinder blocks for fucking feet. The other guy might end up being better. It's a goddamn shame we can't land both of them. Ninima was a 76 medium 4 with shutdown and ice pack. We literally could not have gone wrong. Either way, we were fine. The only disappointment is we couldn't get both of them. Either way, we were fine. I think we made the right choice taking the forward over the defenseman. Oh, man. That's a really good way to start off the draft, obviously. But also, it is a little bit heartbreaking. Just a little bit. So if we look here... That was Hadar. I didn't look. We got to consider these two goalies next. Actually, I'm going to call a timeout here. I don't really like knowing if we've screwed up badly because we've had bad enough luck to begin with. So, Hadar was about the same as well. Literally couldn't have gone wrong. Hadar had no abilities, though. So, literally no matter what, we had good options available to us. Goaltenders. Confirmed medium elite, Bedrick Yarez. Lemaire also looks pretty good. There's Lewis, and then a confirmed medium starter, Landon Oliver. Aiden Machias could also be decent. We got to aim higher than fringe goalies. Defensively, we have Stuart Simmons. Georges Laraque. Yes. Oh, we'd have to take him in this round, too. But for Goon Squad to get a Georges Laraque, the Nepo baby... That's fantastic. There's also Clint Van Riemsdyk, McClements. Right wing side is looking kind of weak. We have Edward Rammer, which is a great name for a goon, by the way. Left wing side. Oh, shit. That's thin. Casey Bickle. Andrei Kovalev. Shane Cox. It drops from there. And then centers, we have Russ Konopka, son of Zenon. Power forward, Don Harima. Another power forward, Jonathan Vandenbush. And then a grinder, Solomon Dice. So let's see here. Who do we have for goalies? A lot of guys on the board here. And actually, you know what we'll do? Who's projected to go before the early 80s? So we have Jonathan Vandenbush. 3 years out, almost confirmed medium 6. That's not bad. Bickle confirmed low 6, 3 years out. Probably go with Vandenbush over Bickle. LaRock. Unconfirmed 4 years out at 18, but man, LaRock's the pick right now, just for the vibes. Vandenbush might be better, but LaRock's the pick for the vibes. The goaltender, Sylvain Lemaire, 5 years out at 18, is probably a medium elite, but let's be honest, we can get goaltending any year that we want. There's another goaltender, Brian Lewis, 3 years out at 19. That's pretty good. That is pretty good, but I'm staying loyal to LaRock here. He's the guy. Let's go for Georges Laraque. 63 low 4. Not great. It was worth it. I do think, obviously, we were pretty much guaranteed we could have gotten somebody better, but hey, when in doubt, meme it out. Third round. We have right wing Rory Dillon, 4 years out at 18. That was a buyer. Can't take him though, he's a playmaker. Goaltender, Caden Machias, 4 years out at 17. What was the other guy again? The Norwegian Dylan. 4 years out at 18. Machias was 4 years out at 17. Hate to say it, but Machias is ahead. Landon Oliver, 5 years out at 18. So Machias is still the guy. Konopka, 5 years out at 18. I gotta be honest though, man. 2 out of 4 for Konopka is pretty good. But I'm gonna stick with my gut here. We also have Lewis McClement, 5 years out at 18. Rammer, 4 years out at 19. Okay, we know our guy this time. This time we will go for the goaltender on the old Barrie Colts, Caden Machias. Fringe, that sucks. A lot. Round number 4. We need to do better. The last 2 rounds haven't been overly stellar. We have Andrei Kovalev, 4 years out at 18. There's a Brashear in this draft, too. The other, the goalie Yarish, 19 years old, 5 years out. We'll trust the other guy. I know that guy's a confirmed medium elite, but I got to try to get better in other spots. Plus, he's going to have a super low overall. Well, the one guy left on the list, or the guy projected next, wasn't looking great. So maybe we start going off the board here. I mean, no matter what. You know, Kovalev is actually one of the best guys that we have left. So, go for Andrei Kovalev. Low 9. Yikes. This draft started off so promising and has just fallen off of a cliff the rest of the way. Unconfirmed 4 years out, but he's 20 years old. We got to go for the younger option. Stuart Simmons. Medium 7th. Wow. Yeah, the quality just died on us. That's a bit of a shame, but at least the first round pick was a big hit. Let's go for Cristiano Bowl for Lunda. Terrible. And last but not least, we'll go for Don Harima. Oof, yeah. 1 player draft class for us. 1 player draft class with Sue. Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously now, like, our lack of prospects in later rounds is really starting to catch up, because in previous years, obviously, you know that we would have gotten some damn good players at certain times. And damn it, we might have to stop tonight, because this might be the end of the line for Dominic Bonk, and I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to live in that world in which Dominic Bonk might not be a part of this team.